I'm a corporate lawyer, not a litigator.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that too.
Yep.
Have you actually ever been in court yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were at court, did you stand at the counsel table?
I've been to court to be sworn into the New York bar and the Connecticut bar and to observe proceedings.
Okay.
And I've been to small claims court.
How'd you enjoy that experience?
Oh, lovely.
Did you represent yourself in small claims?
Yes.
How many times have you been to small claims court?
Once.
Okay.
And I did win.
And when you observe proceedings in court, as you just mentioned, were you the one who stood up in court and addressed the judge or the jury?
No.
Okay. Were you sitting at the counsel table and introduced to anyone as the lawyer for the case?
No.
Did you sit in back of the bar of the court, or did you sit in front of the bar at counsel table?
In the public portion of the courtroom.
And that would be the part that's not at counsel table, correct?
Correct.
That would be the part in back of the bar, correct?
Yes.
And how many times did you come to court to observe the proceedings in court and you sat in the public section?
Just a few.
Can you name the most recent?
I believe in law school. I went to an argument at the Connecticut Supreme Court.
Okay. Any other occasions? And I don't mean to sound flippant, but I don't think that's the most recent one you can recall. That would be, what, 25 years ago? If my math is right?
Yes.
Was that in your first year of law school?
I can't remember. Probably.
Okay. Well, it was in law school, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you went to UConn Law School?
I did,
right?
For my first year.
And so you don't recall going to watch the proceedings at the Connecticut Supreme Court when you were at your Duke Law School, correct?
It probably was when I was a first year.
Okay. So other than that occasion to watch what takes place in court, you have no more recent recollection about what takes place in court by personal observation and being in the public section?
Yes.
So you've never actually been introduced to a judge or jury as the attorney, as an attorney at all, have you?
Can you repeat that question?
Sure. Have you ever been inside a courthouse at all?
Yes.
Okay. And have you ever been inside a courthouse at any time and been introduced as an attorney in the case?
In a case pending before that court?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Have you ever been inside of a courthouse and been introduced as an attorney outside of your admittance to the bar?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
When I visit district courts to do naturalization ceremonies.
Okay. And when's the last time that you visited, that would be the District Court of Connecticut?
Yes.
Okay, that would be the Federal District Court.
Yes.
Okay. And in the Federal District Court, when was the last time you participated in a naturalization ceremony where you were introduced as an attorney?
Well, I was introduced as the Secretary of the State, and I am an attorney, sir.
Okay. But when you were introduced as Secretary of State, does your introduction as Secretary of State include a title that says attorney?
No.
So outside of the naturalizations, have you been introduced as an attorney while you were standing in a courthouse at any time in the past 26 years?
With respect to a pending case in court, no.
Okay. And when you say with respect to a pending case in court, how about with any case?
I visit courthouses as a public official, and therefore I'm sure along the way someone has said, this is Attorney Bysiewicz.
Can you recall the most recent time that it took place?
Not a specific recollection.
Did it take place in any time you can recall in the past 6 months?
No.
In the past 5 years?
I can't remember.
Okay. And by the way, ma'am, is this the first time? This is the first time you've been deposed, I think we said. Have you ever been a witness in a case before?
No.
Okay. Have you ever participated in a preparation for a deposition before?
No.
Have you ever participated in preparing discovery or anything else like that before?
No.
Okay. Have you ever, even in your capacity as Secretary of State, and you work with the Attorney Generals that you mentioned, have you ever been in a room where you talk about things like, here's what the opening statement should sound like? Have you been in a prep session for trial?
No.
Have you been in a prep session about a closing argument in a case when the Attorney Generals are in the room?
No.
Have you participated in any work with the Attorney Generals in representing the Secretary of State's office where you sat down and said, hey, we have some witnesses we got to prepare and work towards preparation of trial preparation? Have you done that too?
Preparation of witnesses?
Right. Have you ever sat in a room with the Attorney General's office and sat down and said, we got to...
No.
Okay. Have you ever sat down with the lawyers while they were representing the Secretary of State and said, here's some ideas I have for a pleading. Can you put this into the brief or the pleading or the motion or anything? Have you done that?
No.
And am I correct, ma'am? The Secretary of State doesn't file appearances on behalf of the state of Connecticut in any way, does it? In any court?
No.